What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Aggressively Average Angler podcast, the holiday edition. Look, we brought our ugly Christmas sweaters just for you guys. Mine is not fishing themed. Paul's is. Arguably, which is better? I don't know.
Arguably not ugly.
Arguably not ugly, kind of pretty. I got the Deadpool going on with the little chalupas and stuff. This is our last episode before Christmas, obviously. Christmas being next Monday, so we do hope, I'm going to call it out here just in case I forget at the end of the show, but for everybody who's celebrating that holiday, which is probably most of us, I hope you have a great holiday. I hope you enjoy the time with your family. I hope you guys get all your dreams come true. All right. And I know we're going to have a lot of fun, but we won't be fishing, which also makes me kind of sad. But we do have a really fun show for you guys tonight. We are not ranking. We had to think about like the wording for this one. It's very interesting. We have a bracket. The bracket series is back. This is what, our fifth episode of this? Paul,
1, 2, 3. I think this is our fourth.
Fourth. Let's close. All right. Fourth episode of the bracket series. This has been a lot of fun, very engaging with you guys. I think you guys have been having fun with it as well. We're looking for votes tonight, so all your votes count. You're going to be voting tonight on your favorite fishing YouTuber. We took ourselves off the list because that would be ridiculous if we put ourselves on our own show for our own list. That's a little ego fluffing. I don't know. That'd be bad.
Or maybe not.
or ego destroying. But what we did is, obviously this is not all inclusive. There are thousands upon thousands of YouTube channels out there related to fishing. I mean, let alone millions of channels themselves just on YouTube. So we did our best. We picked out a bunch that we feel are contributing to the community. They have very informative videos. They seem to be like,
or they were just huge.
Out. Or they were just big. There's a few on here that are just big, but I still think they contribute. And we know we probably left somebody out. It's probably your favorite YouTuber, and you're probably mad about it. And we apologize ahead of time. This is not an all-inclusive list, but this is 32 fishing YouTubers that we think deserve to be on this episode, which I think it'll be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is, if you know the bracket series, it goes like this. You put two people or two brands or two things head to head. You guys vote on them. And the winner of that vote, we have nothing to do with. It's all about you. That's why you got to make sure you click the dang button. That the winner of that bracket will move on to the next round. And we'll do that until we have a championship. And we also always have what we call the toilet bowl, right? So you're vying for third place. Let's go. So we'll be determining the top technically 4 fishing YouTubers ever, and you have to unsubscribe from all of the other ones that lose. That's the rule. And we only now fish Shimano. What else did we decide on? We only fish Shimano reels. We got, what's our rod? Is it Daiwa? I don't even remember what we ended up on, but like all the other bracket series, you just have to delete everything else from your arsenal. No, this is just for fun. I want to call that out because we've had comments. There's been a few comments on the past couple bracket series where people got like real mad that Shimano won, for example. Like, you guys, it's just for fun. Obviously, it's not
Z-Man.
Yeah, Z-Man. How was Z-Man make it this far? Listen, you know what? People voted, right?
In a shocking development.
It's the voice of the people. All right. So we're going to have a lot of fun here. We got Jig Squad in chat. We just did an episode on Jig Squad's podcast. It was an absolute blast. So shout out to Bobby Roast Beef, man. That was a good time. Comes out on Tuesday if you guys want to listen to the audio. Real quick before we get into this, if you guys are listening on audio format, drop a 5-star, whatever app you guys are on. You can show support for the show with super chats, join memberships, and just like and subscribe. Maybe just share this around. We appreciate all of that help. You guys are awesome because this channel is supported by you as we go into 2024 sponsor free. So no sponsors for us. You guys help us float this gig. Let's keep going. All right. Yes, you have
Big
something?
guy in a little boat. This better be good. I kicked my wife out of the living room to watch it. There's going to be hell to pay later.
Oh, trust me, my friend, it will be worth it. Starting with a very fun Q of the D. So when Paul and I were on our 10-hour drive back from Alabama, we came up with a bunch of would you rather questions. And I like this one a lot. So chat, you participate as well, as always. Paul, would you rather only watch, like the only cinematic adventures that you can go on, the only movies you are allowed to watch are Nicolas Cage movies, or you can watch any movies you want. You can go on any of those cinematic adventures with any actors, doesn't matter. The only catch is you have to start every single day of the rest of your life by watching Face Off. with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, and you cannot not watch it. Like, you have to pay attention. You gotta like be there, be present. You can't be like going about your day. You gotta watch Face Off, and then you can carry on. And then later on, you can watch another movie if you want. So, what's your choice? All Nicolas Cage or start the day with Face Off?
If you had picked like a much worse movie, like I hate to say Con Air was amazing. Like
It was.
Knowing or what's another
Oh,
like horrible Nick Cage movie? Like
99.9% of them actually, but yeah.
8 Mil, Vengeance. Like one of the just a horrible Nick Cage movie. I may have gone Nick Cage only and just
Do you
chose from
remember
the library.
do you remember Next, where he like can see 5 seconds into the future or
It's the
something?
worst. Yeah, it's just god awful. So
He's like, everybody duck, and then like a semi truck like flies over their head.
yes.
So good.
But like, God of War is not carrying me through the rest of my life, or Lord of War is not carrying me through the rest of my life.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
true.
Face Off rocks. I love Face Off. It is like
It
a
is,
pocket
mhm.
favorite movie ever made. So yeah, if I want to watch Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings and I have to watch Face Off first, that's an appetizer. I'm good with it.
Fair enough.
It's a
Fair
non-issue
enough.
for me.
I definitely think I'm with you on that. Like Face Off, I probably could watch it for the rest of my life.
Oh
And
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
that's like a good thing. Like, I'm gonna put that on my resume.
No taste.
Could watch Face Off every day on my resume. Yeah, I think you got to go that route, because if all you can watch is Cage, you're gonna exhaust the good part
In
of
a
his
month.
library in a shorter than a month, probably. Like,
Assuming you watch one movie a month. I mean,
wh-
Ghost Rider,
uh,
how many times can you
what
watch it?
one a day? Ghost Rider one time for the rest of my life. Like, that's it.
And that
That's
happened
enough.
already.
And there was two. There was a
I
second one,
I know,
and it was far worse.
which is shocking.
Yeah, no, I'm like, how?
God.
It's such a great character. I love Ghost Rider as a character. Amazing. And
Yeah, he's top tier.
man,
They
they just
really screwed the pooch on that one.
trashed it.
They
It
did.
was horrible. All right. So I think we go that route. Can I nap during face off? No, Tom Gross.
You
The
have
the
to
one
watch it.
caveat I threw in there is you have to pay attention. Yes, you have to watch the whole dang thing. And also I agree with Dalton. Face off was ahead of its time.
Cooler cooler than AP. He's had a bad dry spell for like the last 10 years. Ow. Ow.
Well, I don't know. There's been a few. There's been a few. There was one that was like kind of based off of Five Nights at Freddy's that was really good. There was another one called, I think it was called Mandy or something. It was pretty
Yeah, a
nuts.
settle to score.
Yep.
Pig.
Yeah, and Color Out of
Uh
Space.
no. Oh god, no.
I like his more unhinged, like the more
Jujitsu.
unhinged, the
That's what I
better.
was gonna say. Kill chain. Like that's where we're getting
Yeah.
what we need from him.
But also, you guys just watch Con Air and Face Off, and
Just watch
like
Con Air and Face Off.
you're good. You're good.
You're
Dude,
fine.
long
Yeah,
hair
exactly.
Cage. Get out.
He had a
Get out of
chokehold.
town.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to dive into the brackets now, y'all. So this is where the voting really ramps up. We need your votes. What makes these episodes a lot more fun is if everybody clicks the button. So I see right now 78 people watching. I would love to see 78 votes in chat. And I would love you to also share this around. Let's keep ramping up these brackets. I love when we can get the bracket episodes to, like 100 votes, right? 100 votes is kind of like our cutoff. We start doing that. Paul and I want to do a little Christmas giving. Maybe we do a little schmiv at the end of the episode, but we got to hit that vote margin. All right. So let's try to get there. And then our vote in chat went to any movie, but start with Face Off. So everybody is kind of like, well, not everybody, but most people are on our side. 60% said we'll start the day with Face Off. I like
I've
that.
seen closer splits on tackle. That's not good.
Very, very true. I've seen obscene splits like that on tackle. So very interesting. Also, out of context, sounds pretty great. Like, hey, everybody, 60% of our chat believes that they should start their day with Face Off. That's how I'm taking that out of context.
You guys get it. All right, so let's get into this bracket. We
Yeah.
have 32 YouTubers to get through. Okay, I did my best to keep things
Whew.
like balanced, but I definitely missed people, and it's just gonna be what it's gonna be. Now, again,
We said it. They're okay.
yes,
They'll be fine.
you guys make
You
the
get it.
decisions here. We don't. We'll let you know what we know, but honestly, you guys probably watch more of this than we do. I don't get to watch YouTube unless it's a how-to. If you're not teaching me how to install a sprinkler system, I don't want to watch your video. So like that's where YouTube lives for me. And Jeff watches speed sessions on Mario. So like this is where we do YouTube.
Speed
It's
runs,
not,
baby.
yeah, it's not. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with fishing. So,
Mhm.
up first in the West, round one versus which is not 32 or 16. This is a great showdown. You get John B, one of like the new OGs, and then you get Bass Fishing HQ, which is for a lot of people the stock standard. Like maybe
To
the
go
first
for
place,
information.
yeah, maybe like the
Yeah.
first place you go, or if you see the Bass Fishing HQ option, like that's where you look. Now, I mean, Jeff, you probably watch more John B than I have. Where does he rank in terms of like the it now versus when he started as like a googie?
Yeah. So let's Chaz, is that up in chat? Maybe it's on a delay for me. I got you. So yeah, chat, get your votes in on that. So John B versus Bass Fishing HQ. Here's the thing, like Bass Fishing HQ, I did a lot more snooping on these channels because in preparation for this show. I think Bass Fishing HQ has a hell of a lot of information.
It's a
Like
freaking
in his
library, dog.
it's in depth, and bro's got like a solid setup. He's got like the
He
soundproof
does.
room, the Shure microphone. Like the guy is doing the work. So I do really appreciate what that guy is putting together. And John B, like, and I already see chat going off on Bass Fishing HQ right now, 74% already. So for my perspective, John B was like one of the first channels that I watched when I
Yeah.
like got back into fishing because I was at the peak height pre-Guggen. It was pre when Guggen did the Guggen house thing. And I was
Yes.
like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then like eventually you and I wound up on Monster Bass and we were like, hey Rick, we should do like a Guggen house thing. And that never happened. Plus we were grown adults and like it wouldn't have worked any like what am I gonna leave my family for a year? Like, no. Would I do it for well, when you put it that way, I mean, maybe, it's all right.
Joke. Joke.
No, but like I did it. I really enjoyed his content, and then he has also changed it a lot. Like of all the Googans, I've told you this. Like
Yes.
he's the one I appreciate the most, and I think he's done a lot with his content lately. So I think it's solid. It also is not nearly the informative library that is
No.
Bass Fishing HQ. So if you're, and I think most of you guys in chat, like you're here to become better anglers. You want to learn about products in as unbiased a way as possible. I'm not sure like how unbiased biased that guy is. I think it's fairly fine. But he has the knowledge that he's dropping. And I appreciate channels like that, like him, like Tactical Bass, and like
Yep.
other channels that we'll get to in a little bit. And I feel like John B was more, all the Googans were kind of more just the
New
visual
John B
appeal,
though is like someone that I would follow. Like I follow him on Instagram
just
and I
like
like
fun
and I'm
vlogs. Yeah.
looking for the updates. Like and that
Yeah.
makes no sense at all, but
Yeah.
I feel like he's worked his way closer to like where I am and now I'm in life
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, he gets it.
He gets it. So we're up to 63 votes. Bass Fishing HQ takes the win there,
The
71%
runaway.
to 28%, which is great because if you look at it, Bass Fishing HQ is a sub 200K channel, and John B is a post 1.5 million channel or whatever he's at. He's gigantic. So good on the little guys here. I love to see that. All right.
It seems like big guy in a little boat knows exactly what he came for. He says, I've come here to be a worse angler. So you're in the right spot.
Hey man, that's what our channel is all about. What if let's
Brutal.
just make a spoof channel that's all about becoming a worse
Wait,
angler?
isn't that what this is?
Yeah, you're right. This is
All
a
right.
character thing. This isn't
Exact.
us.
The
This
character arcs
isn't
are all
really
trash.
us.
All right. Next up, we've got Kicking
Yeah.
Their Bass versus Fluke Master. I
This
if
is an
I'm being
interesting
honest,
matchup.
if I'm being honest, like so it Fluke Master for me is like the OG of like good tips and tricks. And
Yep,
I
same.
mean, like
I've been watching him
has
for
been
7 years.
around since like it was a big deal, right? To be on like wasn't a big deal to be on YouTube, and now it
Yeah.
is. Kayak fishermen, we love all that. Kicking their bass to me is just like a marketing machine. I don't like it. It's not for me.
And like I do want to point this out early in the show. Like I think everybody on this list and everybody who creates videos on the internet works their ass off. It is extra.
Factual.
It's still you until you actually make enough money, which is borderline impossible. It is very difficult to do this job. As much as everybody thinks it's a cakewalk, it's not. So I just want to put that out there. I'm sure Kicking Their Bass has worked his ass off for years
Yes.
and years and years. So I appreciate the hard work and effort. That said, if I scroll through his list of videos, there's not really any that I want to click on. And I think from our chat's perspective as well, like learning, growing as an angler, it's a little bit different. I think that he plays the YouTube game really damn well.
Yes.
And I'm not here to watch people play the YouTube game. So it's like, I mean,
Not for me.
we kind of need to, and like we try to toe the line. But if you play the YouTube game the YouTube way, it's not the content that I want to watch. Like
It
at
ain't
all.
for me. It ain't for
No,
me.
it's just
There's a Rick
not it.
Rubin clip going around right now that
Yeah.
like everyone is using, and it's about Rick Rubin talking about how something I think you and I intuitively figured out late,
Yeah.
which is the consumer of the content comes last. Like the audience comes last. When you make
Yeah.
something, you make it the way that you want to make it. You throw it out
It's
there,
a
and then
system.
you just let it roll. And like if it becomes popular, then great. But the problem is when you make the audience first, you end up with this problem of like you just made something that's very bland. It's so like tame and boring that like you tried to apply and make something you thought that you tried to make
You want
something that
everybody to
everyone would
like
think was
it.
cool, and then
Yeah.
no one likes it because it's not cool to anybody, and
Yeah.
that happens all the time. And so that clip's going out right now. It's very insightful, and I feel like I knew that the whole time, but
Yeah.
I never was able to like point my finger at it in that way. And I feel like that's what happens with like for me
Here,
when I see the Kicking Their Bass videos. I'm like, yes, this was a fishing video.
and not to point fingers just at him, and we're not going to talk
Well,
about it anymore on
yeah.
all related channels, but there are many channels on this bracket that do the same thing. And it's again playing the YouTube game. How do you know? You have a thumbnail with a very bright, flashy, like blue-green background. You have a hook set rod and a
Yep.
hand, and then in the other hand, you have a lure. Sound familiar? We've tried to like toe the line with
We've
that.
done that too. We've done
Done
that.
it a
We've
lot.
actually fallen into that trap ourselves.
Because it gets clicks, man, and it's like you
Yep.
got to play the game of get clicks, get views, but also try to have like competent content. But I mean, yeah, it's when you see in like consistently the same exact thumbnail and then the same title and then potentially the same content over and
I'm
over
out.
again, like it gets old. So
All
just
right.
saying, quick shout
That's
out
a
to DeBurly AAA hype man. Appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. I doubt that we would win against all these guys, but we
No.
appreciate you anyways.
And just back from surgery and on the road to recovery. So
Yeah,
keep
man.
at it, my friend. And then Fluke Master takes it 78-21 in a landslide.
No
Up
surprise
to
here.
99%, which makes no sense. All right, next
with
up
this
we have
audience, I'm not surprised by that at all.
No,
I
not
think
at
that
all.
we're going to see that consistently throughout.
Yeah,
the
and this
bracket.
is just us and you know who's in the room today. So you guys
Yep.
are in charge. If you don't agree with the results, argue with your friends. Informative Fisherman versus
their fault.
Fishing with Norm is up next. This is another one. Entertainment versus like
This round is all entertainment versus
it really
informative.
is versus like information overload, which
So
I mean is like fair and unfair
Yeah.
because like to think that like a good
it depends on what
20%
you're
of the-
watching for,
a good
right?
20% of the videos you watch aren't just for fun videos. Like, are we just pretending like it's not real? Because
Everybody does that. I
It's
mean,
real.
literally, you mentioned it. I watched video game speed runs. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
learning about that. I'm
Yeah.
not a competitive speed runner.
Yeah.
I just like to watch them because it's interesting to me that people figure out these little nuances in video games that I enjoy. So, I mean, it's cool. But
And having met Norm, he's like a funny dude.
Norm is a really cool human being, you
Yeah, he's
guys.
like a
Like,
funny
I
guy.
don't know what your perspective is from seeing him in videos, but we played beer pong with him in Florida, and he's actually like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he was a
We
funny
also
guy.
played with Kicking Their Bass. Not exactly the same story in our video, but I think Norm was like a stand-up human and like really cool. I watch his content? Not really. It's just
No.
not kind of my cup
I
of
see
tea.
what's around though. Like I
Mhm.
see the thumbnails, I see the descriptions, like I see what we're doing here.
Yeah,
Norm does like
this is a
Pokemon
tight
card
race.
collecting, says Trevor Wagner. So maybe that's why we have that connection.
He gets the dub for you.
We're mind melding. I need to.
Yeah.
Can I vote? I might vote.
So it's 51-49
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
flipping tight. This is
So-
way tighter. It's dead on. Now's the time to vote, guys. 51-49. Your vote right now is making the difference.
You're going to make the difference. So it's literally 50-50 right now. What do we know about Nick, the informative fisherman? We know that he has had his hand in creating some pretty cool baits.
Factual.
Were they, was it Spro? What was the frog that he did? Was it Spro? No, it wouldn't have been Spro. Oh my gosh. He made a legit frog, and now I can't. Now I feel bad because I
I
can't
just
remember
Googled
which one it
informative
was.
fisherman frog.
I know he's had his hand in creating some baits. I had a chance to talk to him a few times via
Savage
Monster
Gear?
Bass. Savage, that's what it is. It's a Savage Gear frog. And
Yeah.
it's like you guys know us, like we're not big fans of Savage Gear, but like that frog is actually a pretty legit frog.
To be honest, I call him IF in my brain, but Informative Fisherman is actually, I think of all the like generic how-tos that I've ever watched, he is at the very top for like
He's
the
like right up
number
there,
of
yeah.
like spring fishing or
Yep.
like crankbait fishing. Like though I probably watched more of his videos than maybe anyone else's. Like just
Yeah.
for the generic ones, not the specific ones.
I think that there's a lot of informative videos on YouTube, and one difference that you'll see with the information channels is that some people do it with this really just dry, boring like approach to it that's makes it impossible to watch for me or anybody out there who's got that ADHD baby. It makes it difficult to follow along. You're just like, all right, I'm
Yeah, but
asleep
his
now.
stuff is like
He is different. I feel
point.
like yeah, he hits his points. He makes it. He's more energetic. So that's one thing that I think sets him apart. So right now it's 49-51
It's
to
too close to
fishing with
call.
Norm. I say we do a countdown. We're at 77 votes.
Can I hit him with the? I'm gonna give you the 10-second, and this
You
will
guys
be
have
it for,
10 seconds to vote.
and
Then we're
I'm doing
calling
the 8,
it. You could
7,
help Nick the Informative
6,
Fisherman win if you put in
5,
one vote right
4. I'm
now.
not gonna do it. 3,
Norm's holding strong, 51 to
2.
49.
Come on,
It's gonna
77
stick it
votes.
out.
1.
That's it. Pull
Fishing
it.
with Norm. Pull
Norm
it.
takes the dub.
Holy smokes! Not
All
that I'm
right.
that surprised. Good for Norm. All right. Next up, we have Bass Resource versus Lake Fork Guy. Another. Honestly, I see this one getting probably pretty close too.
I think this is a little different because Lake Fork Guy is, to me, one of the more informative, less gimmicky entertainment guys from the Googans. I also think that he's kind of a cool dude. So I don't know. I liked it was like John B. Lake Fork. Those are like my two guys that I actually enjoyed watching from Guggen over the years.
Yep.
So I think he's pretty rad. Bass Resource is information heavy. It's information from pros, and then you get a variety of pros. And
I hate it.
sometimes I can't watch that. I did, you guys. I did Bass Bass University TV. It's real. Other than even Ike, like most people are really hard to watch because I mean they're pros. Like they're the best of the best. They obviously have the knowledge. They're at fishing, at content creation. It's not it, man. Like it's really hard to watch a dude on his boat with ambient sound, like just monotoning to me, like how to rig a Carolina rig.
I respect the information. I really do. I would rather read it in a blog. I would read it out. I've read it out of a blog many times, so I have a lot of respect for like the quality. But
agreed.
God, I can't do it.
It's really tough, man. It's really
this one. I don't even know how I would vote.
Ooh, look at this little Nicholas Huber with a $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Cheers to that. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Merry stuff and things, he says. I'm going to use that. I like that one. Merry stuff and things. Here's a little something towards the great things coming up next year. Cheers. Appreciate you, man. That's awesome.
Hey,
thank you.
The people are speaking. 70 votes in. It's 66-30.
I told you,
Lake Fork Guy is taking it.
And
I
also
hate to say pull it, but
his initials are LFG, which is like
hard to
let's
beat.
freaking go, dude.
All right, I think we got 70 votes in. I'm gonna pull that one because we got a lot of these to get through.
We got a lot to do. LFG takes the dub. You moved the wrong person.
That's the Northwest. The Northwest is done.
Hey, you moved the wrong person.
Well, what did I just do? Oh my!
You put Bass Resource.
Look at me go.
Rigged.
Look at me go. Yeah, it is rigged. All right, guys. So the Northwest is complete.
There we go. Cool.
We have right here HQ, Fluke, Norm, and Lake Fork all advancing 50-50 on these matchups, which is awesome to see. Yep. Now we go to the Southwest. So now we have Bama Bass, which I honestly was not aware of. I had to go watch 3 videos because I was like, who the heck and how are that many people here versus Bassmaster Official, which Bassmaster Official might be the cringiest content.
It's Bass Resource to the 10th degree. God, the thing about Bama Bass though is it's not a fishing channel anymore. it's a pond creation channel
but it
and
but it
cooking, Cajun cooking
yeah,
and stuff.
but they have a ton of fishing stuff on there, and I do think it's really
Yeah.
entertaining, and I feel like they've tapped like, this is a phase.
Yeah.
It's just a phase, and it's in,
I
like, 6 months, it'll be
It
something else.
works. I mean, they crush on views. Let's
It's
be real.
cool. It's cool.
They're not alone. And like other creators that we like Fishing with Becca has made transitions like that because
Yep.
fishing content just gets slammed, man. You just don't get as many views. That's why we don't really like doing ice fishing content because it
Well, it can
tanks.
be boring
It
too. Like
tanks.
if you're using it as like your main source of stuff, like
You
you
need
either go
variety.
and we've seen people who have been doing this for over 3 years.
Hmm.
They make a conscious choice. You either
Yep.
turn into like a gear person or you go fishing videos only and then you
Yeah.
just pick your sponsors accordingly and move on. That's like a
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times the last year and a half where people just split down the middle for the most part, and not a lot of people toe the line very well. And if they
Yep.
do, they're usually just or they don't. They just leave. They go do something else entirely, which is great. I think
Yep.
taking a hiatus off of fishing content for a year and a half to do like what they've done is awesome.
Yeah, we'll see if they ever go back. But all right, so this one 80-20 right now. So Bama Bass, I think we take the dub on that. We move on. I'm getting a lot of
Yeah,
comments in here. If you guys don't know the YouTube channels, it's totally cool. Like feel free to click it open on the browser. And I think
yeah.
you
Open
maybe
book
you
test.
maybe you find some new channels to check out today. I think that would be cool too. Also, that brings up the question: did we put Becca on this bracket?
No,
Did she make the bracket?
I don't think so.
Oh no. Is it because she moved away from fishing content?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Maybe
very
it was an
much
oversight
it's
on
not
us.
fishing, but it's not fishing at all. It's and I
It's
love Becca, and
it's
I
not.
loved fishing with Becca because fishing with Becca was everything
Yeah.
from, like, tiny, tiny kayak all the way up to, like, big boats, in the ocean. So, like but there's no if
It's
there's
true.
something
It's
fishing, it's fishing tangential, like, "Oh, I
yeah.
was here and I fished for 10 minutes," and, like, I love the van life. I think that's great, but it's not fishing right now.
Well, then we'll say it here. Just go subscribe to Fishing with Becca. just
100%,
just do
100%.
it.
I'm subscribed to Fishing with Becca. Like
Subscriptions are free, you guys. Like go subscribe to as many
yeah.
channels as possible. It helps them out. All right. Let's keep rolling. So what do we got? Ike and Scott Martin next.
This yes.
This is the
No.
battle of the screaming
I
victories.
was
This
about
is
to say.
this is the loudest anglers in
Oh,
town.
I put Ike in, and then
Yeah.
right after that, I was like, "Well, I already know who I gotta put in after this."
Yeah.
So, pros that like to bring a lot of energy,
All the energy.
in my personal opinion, it's so performative, it makes me wanna puke. Even if it's not, that's just how it feels to me. And I think this was for a generation before me. That's just what it feels like.
Did you ever see either of these guys like on like a Bassmaster episode at some point
No.
over the years, like back
Oh,
in the
yeah, well,
day?
I've seen clips. I've never sat down
I've
and
seen
watched.
clips. I'd agree. Like I know my grandpa used to like just have just the Bass series stuff on TV. I don't even know what it was called at the time. It's probably Bassmaster or whatever. It's not. I don't really enjoy watching that. I don't know about you guys. Nothing against it for anybody that does love watching it. It's just not my thing. But yeah, I feel like I've seen the old Ike clips. Scott Martin, for the most part, I only knew him as briefly associated with like Guggen. Was he? He was like
Was he? Oh, yeah, no, he was. Yeah,
he
yeah,
was part of that
100%. He's
crowd
still
for a little
sponsored.
while.
He's got, like, 600 and some thousand
He was a
subscribers on
big
YouTube.
Akuma rep. He
Unreal.
basically was like the highest paid Akuma pro staffer of all time. Like
Yeah.
he was making bank. But yeah, like nobody makes money like that anymore. So kudos to
No.
him when he had it. And chat feels the same way. 75% to Ike, actually. Opposite way.
The one
That's
thing I will say about Ike,
25% to
I have a
Scott.
lot of bones to pick with Ike, like, just in general. Like, I don't like the screaming. It's fun. It's cool
He's
that
in the
people
Hall of
do.
Fame now.
It's not for yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Great fisherman. I don't like all of his baits. Actually, like a good chunk of them, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
His actual information though is very solid. I've
Yep.
used tips from him, and I will go read his stuff, and I'll even put up with like I don't want to watch this, but I'll watch it for the
Yeah.
good deets. So I gotta give it to him. He likes to fish with the fam, so we love that. So Ike advances. Next up, we have Mikey. This already hurts me. I don't care who wins. It's like not gonna
Yeah.
be good. Mikey Balls, whose content after he joined the Monster Bass team, I'm like way into now. Like I love watching his stuff actually. And then Basky,
Yeah.
who a friend of the channel. We are girthy geeks. Okay, like
How did
this
this end
is.
up happening?
Hey, it
No,
had to
this
happen at
always
some point. We weren't
happens.
gonna get away from this. I had to put
No.
him up against somebody. Okay,
All right.
so Mikey Balls versus Basky. I don't.
Here's where I'm at on this. First of all, I got to call this out real quick. This is our mid-show reminder. We apologize. We could not include everybody into the brackets. There's
Lojo
only
makes hunting stuff. I'm doing my best here,
Lojo
guys.
has gone like off the rails. So
Which is
I
fine. Hunting stuff is cool, but it's
and
not fishing.
it's nothing against these YouTubers, you guys. We love them all. Anybody who makes videos on the internet, because we're dummies that do that, like we appreciate them. We just didn't have room for that bracket or a 14-hour podcast. All right. So just mid-show reminder on that.
And yeah,
now,
we went to 32 and I left people off. What do you want from me?
it's gonna happen. We appreciate you guys for hanging out though. All right. So Mikey Balls versus Basky. To me, the only difference here, because I think they're both great and like they're very open to communication, that we've like talked to both of them, but we've only had Basgeek like in person and on the podcast. So I am biased towards Basgeek because I just know him better. That's it. That's all I have. Right. I think both their content amazing. They do great content, very informative. They got the tips. They've got like the pro look, sitting at the front of their boat, giving you the rundown, but with some energy and some pizzazz versus like the super boring approach. So I think they both do good stuff.
You can't lose with either channel. You cannot
it's pretty
lose.
tight, dude. It's tough for chat.
This should be.
Now,
this is like choosing between two of your kids. This should not feel good. No one should feel comfortable clicking the button. But we're already at 82 votes.
82 votes?
Like
that's our highest vote.
Edging them out.
Ooh, 56 to 44%.
44. I'm gonna give it the 10 countdown starting now because I just have to. I have to stop this. We're going 10, 9. Get your votes in. 8. Come on. 7. We need them.
Also,
6.
this Joker World. Yes,
5,
we will do that.
4, 3, 2.
Yeah, pull it. Basgeek won. It's 57-43. There's no coming back
at the end. We love you both. I hate to see either of you go, but it had to happen. All right. This next one.
So real quick before you do the next one, I just wanted to call out that comment that I pinned for anybody listening. It's Joker World said, "I see your next brackets: kayak accessories, rods and bait brands. We already did. I'm excited for the next few weeks. So kayak and kayak accessories were our next two bracket ideas. So those will be happening. And kayaks, it's going to be interesting. There's not like a million brands, so I think the way we approach it is like specific to pedal kayaks for one bracket and specific to paddle kayaks.
I don't know. We'll have to say. I build the brackets. I'll decide. I'll be deciding.
I mean, like it's gonna be tough if you end up with like Sun Dolphin versus.
But if you have Sun Dolphin versus Hobie, like they're like that.
Right now, Sun Dolphin stands a chance.
Either way. So let's not pretend here like there's not something to be.
Nobody's invincible.
Like, yeah, that's exactly right. So let's just be a little. Let's keep the sauce low. All right, this next one is very tough. Again, this is a no-win situation. Justin Royal, friend of the show. He's going through a lot right now. I love the work ethic though, and I love the motivation coming out of the channel. Versus Andy Yak Angler, who I think could probably win this one in his own right pretty quickly. So
I know everybody loves that guy. I like watching his videos actually. Like what
do you mean actually? He makes amazing content.
He's like the king of thumbnails too. Like if you see
he's
an up
wizard,
close
Harry.
If you see an up close bait, that's an Andy Yak Angler thumbnail.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, absolutely crushes it. Also, shout out to I just saw this on Instagram. Shout out to Justin Royal, RIP to his pitbull Cooper. I know how that goes, man. I lost my dog last year. It's rough. It sucks. It sucks so bad.
It just sucks.
That guy's been going through a lot, man. So I feel for him. Also, we've had Justin Royal on the podcast. We haven't had Andy Yak Angler, and I doubt we ever will be able to pull that.
I would love to.
It would be awesome.
He's like one of the very few YouTubers that I'm like, yeah, man. Like that number.
I like his content a lot.
Very low. I love. Yeah. So
he's so chill. I remember like the first video I saw of him, bro, rolls up, paddle kayak to a river, just slides that sucker in the water, hops in. He's so relaxed. And then he just goes and like smacks the biggest pike I've ever seen.
He's a combo of like 6 different YouTubers together.
What?
Like, and he only takes the good parts of those people, or like just people that I know in general. Like he does everything really well. So
he's the Bob Ross.
Hundo. Hundo, man. I love this guy. All right. Let's see.
Oh man.
We're 80 votes in. It's
I-
64-30. Justin, we love you. This was going to be a lose-lose for everyone involved here.
yeah.
So it is what it is. I
Go
had to like
subscribe to
pay
both.
specialties. Oh god, you
Yeah.
got to be kidding me.
Dude,
Um,
Justin Royal makes great content.
yeah,
It's heavily 6 cent stuff, but he does also use other baits, which I appreciate because he's towing that line, which is tough. It's very tough to do that, so I get it.
near
But
impossible. It could be said to be near
yeah,
impossible.
but I love the heater series stuff he's doing. So he's doing cool stuff with 6 cents. I mean, more power to that guy. But yeah,
Oh
ND
no.
it's
It's
so
hard. It's
relaxing
hard.
to
It's hard.
watch.
It's hard. All
Yeah.
right. So your advancers are Bama Bass, Mike, Ike, Bass Geek, and ND Yak Angler. So now we slide over to the east.
All
So the
right.
northeast, we got everyone's favorite, Lunkers TV, probably of
Did you
all
say
the
everyone's favorite?
with sarcasm.
The most
Uh
controversial
the
on this
most
list, probably.
controversial,
Yeah.
yeah, are very arguably, yeah.
I
So
think he is.
I mean, I remember watching him versus Tyler's Real Fishing, another giant of a name.
But
Um,
opposite of
yeah, the exact
controversial.
opposite, right? Yeah, the most
Yeah.
vanilla character maybe on this whole sheet.
Yeah.
Lunkers TV, I remember watching his like told we're like, hey, watch this person's channel. Like this is like how fast you can move. And I was like, I remember watching it being like, I can't believe people are watching this. 20 minutes
I
later,
said
he's
that.
got like 14 like million followers. I'm like, what is happening? And
Yeah.
realistic, I mean, it was the rocket ship in terms of success in YouTube is like
Yeah.
something to be studied. So
He
incredible.
he does interesting stuff, but he also has been known for making some very loud opinions that bother a lot of people. So I
Sure.
mean,
Yeah.
it's one way to grow for sure. It's not our
Yep.
cup of tea, obviously. You're not going to make everybody happy, and we're slowly getting better at handling that. This guy was like, I don't care. More power to you.
Let him
Plow
rip.
ahead, right? And he was doing a lot of videos with like Demolition Ranch back in the day, and there's been
Yep.
controversy over those guys. And then yeah, I mean, interesting for sure. And now he's mostly doing like, I mean, it's hunting season stuff for him now. It's
Yeah.
all that, but he's
Yeah.
got his
Yeah.
ranch. It
Yeah.
turned into the ranch stuff and
Yep.
vlogs and all that. Anyways, and then Tyler's real. Like, I mean, I don't know that we've seen him at ICAST. We haven't really like talked to that
I've
guy.
never met him. Not really.
He did some videos for Monster Bass way back in the day, like super early. I think he did like a wacky rig video or something like that. I mean, he's a younger guy. Kid's got good content.
But he's like the voice of bass fishing right now for a lot of
Yeah.
the boat tournaments that are out there, and he's like the background sound for like some gigantic companies.
Mhm.
So like,
He's well spoken.
he
He's
is
a good
everywhere. He's very
announcer. Yeah.
polished. He's
Mhm.
very polished. I like a lot of
That's
that
what I'm
stuff.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a great job. And some of his like skipping videos are super useful. I think
Mhm.
I've watched a lot of his old videos actually. I think they're
Yeah.
better than like the new stuff. So, but he's like a
Yeah.
full timer now. Like his trajectory is like where I would want to go, where it's like, yeah, I don't really need to do YouTube at all because I have like a full time gig where I kind of do
No, totally.
some media and some fishing. I'm like, dude, that's the dream for me. And it's
Yeah.
not close. Lunkers TV 20%, Tyler's Real 80%. And
With this audience, I'm not
I was
surprised
gonna
at
say
all.
with this audience, we're kind of cheating a little bit. It's not really fair.
Real quick,
Yeah, yeah.
shout out new member Scott Holmes. Thank you so much for joining. I think it was the Burly Bunch Elite, so we appreciate you being on board, brother. Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the show.
Next, welcome
All
to the
right,
show.
Tyler's Real advances. So next up, again, like this is not going to feel good at any point, but we have we have Debo's Fishing versus AP Bassin.
Bro, if you guys somehow for some reason go AP on this, I'm a lose it.
Well, Jeff, tell us about AP Bassin. I feel like everybody on this channel probably
AP
knows enough
Bassin
about
is the basically the example of what happens with that skyrocketing fame on YouTube when you're not ready for it. And I mean, I wouldn't have been ready. I would have imploded as a human being. I would have like lost everything. That kid went through some stuff. I feel for him. He was always kind of like off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
He was always like the more energetic, more crazy kid of the Guggen, and he was like the youngest one.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, his content was never my cup of tea. And that is not to say it's not, I mean, the dude's still got like almost 1 million subscribers, and he like dropped a lot because he just disappeared actually for a while. He just went MIA. But yeah, I mean, in this, it's no contest on this bracket. Like it's got this audience. There ain't no way they vote AP.
He's kind of flipped though. Like his stuff is like AP
He
Basson.
switched to more vlog style. He's filming with John B again a lot. They're
Yeah.
two best buds. I love
I
the
feel like
camaraderie. It's cool.
he's grown. I feel like maybe he's matured a little bit.
Is it the mustache? Is specifically it's the mustache?
Okay, you've nailed it.
Mustache gang.
You've nailed it. All
Instant
right.
maturity
Well,
badge.
we're at 91 votes and it's 90-10
It's not
in
close.
favor
Pull
of
it.
AP Basson. So AP Basson advantage. Just kidding. It's Devo's fishing advantage.
Oh my god,
Look,
no.
Devo's
Debo
Debo is the quintessential quality and quantity. I don't know how the dude does it. He only makes good stuff and he makes a ton of it. And
he could go a ways on this bracket series.
Oh yeah,
So
he can fly. I mean, he's
I'm
got the right
fingers
audience
crossed,
here.
man. Let's go.
But
Debo.
he's like, I mean, the amount of information that he knows about reels, the stuff he knows bait wise, and then his ability to like make his own baits. It doesn't matter what it is, just painting them or actually making them or pouring them. Like the dude's a monster, and he really enjoys what he does, and it shows. So it's
100%.
no surprise he's so consistent. It's unreal. Which is being mentally durable is difficult in doing the YouTube game.
It is.
So, next up we have Tactical Basson, and this is kind of a setup versus Fishing with Flair.
Tank him.
Tactical Basson, if you like, this is the only thing where I was like, okay, Bass Fishing HQ, Tactical Basson is probably the number 2 of like just a sheer number of like how-tos. Like where I specifically was like, well, how do you do this? That's where I'll end up. That's where I'll end up. And I kind of hate it because it's so big.
100% right now. At 65 votes, there are 0.
God, really? Is it really?
Well, Flair switched to farm content, man. He doesn't fish. Like, I don't.
God.
His channel is called Fishing with Flair, but the guy makes beef jerky now. Like, it's just not.
Well, we like beef jerky, but
I mean, we like beef jerky, and
but how? Okay, well,
you're comparing Tactical Basson to Flair.
Let's give credit where credit is due. Put a finger down if you never watched a Fishing with Flair video. You can't pretend like you have. Every single one of us has.
I know. Hey, you got 1%. You got to vote. You got to vote.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'd for sure watch his stuff. When he shifted to the farm stuff, I'm like, this is so out of like what I can do or really care about. Like, I'm just not about it. But yeah, I mean, I think he's like one of the better entrepreneurs of the YouTube crowd, at least in the fishing arena. The dude,
I would agree,
is making just thing after thing after thing, like dropping products left and right. He's got brands all over the place, from like ducks to beef jerky.
Flair, a cheese grater to the nuts would be more enjoyable. That is brutal. Oh God.
All right, cool. Moving on.
All right, yeah. On to the next one. So next one. Look, you guys knew I had to do this. You knew that this was. If you didn't know this was coming, I don't know what to tell you. It's Milliken Fishing versus Randy over at Intuitive Angling. Now they are currently having a spat. They're having an argument, and it's around 4. I don't know if they did. Maybe they're doing this on purpose. Maybe they're just trying to. They're putting the box. It's like background scene with like, hey, I'll fight with you. You fight with me. Like, we just don't let anyone sink anybody, but we're gonna die. We're both gonna die on our respective hills when it comes to forward-facing sonar.
I don't know.
That old man looks like he is ready to go to war over this, and I actually believe it.
Have you looked at any of his other videos? Like, Randy just picks fights. Like, he has opinions on everything. He is that older gentleman that just has opinions on everything. I feel like half the videos I've seen from Intuitive Angling are not informative, but they're 5-minute rants on this, that, and the other thing. And like, the internet is about spreading your opinion, and some people love that, and it obviously it works for him. I mean, it gets the guy views and stuff, and gets some growth. But that he does not. He is a straight shooter. He does not hold anything back. I kind of appreciate it.
Does that make him a straight shooter? I don't think that makes him a straight shooter. I think
he's saying what he sees. Is that not the definition of straight? Like, he's
a straight shooter.
This is what I see.
I know. I see what you're saying, but the context of straight shooter is typically someone who's like usually morally correct. Like they are willing to like listen and pay attention. Like, he is a blunderbuss. Okay.
No. Hang on. Stay out of my yard. That is Randy. Randy is stay out of my yard guy. And like, it's funny because you look at his videos and he seems super chill until his opinion comes out and you're like, oh, okay, like he really doesn't like this.
Or
And
if anyone challenges
Milliken,
him, there's no room for that.
Milliken is the same way, dude. Do you guys remember when Milliken went to war against Guggen? Like
I
reasonably
remember
so.
when he was
Reasonably,
sawing their crankbaits
that
in
was
half,
it.
being
That's the
like,
one.
"They made my goddamn
Yep. He was
crankbait."
like, look, the chamber's the same, everything's the same.
It was brutal.
It
It was
was
brutal.
mirrored. And then Catchco came out with a sticker that said "Shut up and fish." Like, so Milliken
Well,
is no
that is what
stranger
you say
to.
when you copy someone's bait.
That is exactly what you would say, and that's what a lot of other brands have said when they straight up copy baits. It's
That's
just
right.
it's rampant in the industry. Milliken's no stranger to fighting with folks. I've appreciated Milliken though since day one. Right or wrong, I think sometimes he's definitely been wrong. I think a lot of times he's been right. I think he's had informative videos, and I think that he's a
Tons of stuff.
straight up stick.
He's a
Dude.
effing stick, and honestly, I think he's
Holy
one
cow.
of the most creative people when it comes to baits and bait
Yeah,
modifications. Like, he's been doing this for so long, like, basically would be doing it on his own otherwise. Like, I was not a Milliken fan back in the day, and I've
yeah.
migrated way, way, way over where to now he's like one of my favorites. So I
DeBurly
think
said it
that,
right. Like
yeah,
he's really changed his content up in recent years when he started like just doing pro stuff. Like
and
he
he's just
started
good
doing
at
more
this.
tournaments. He is really freaking good and he knows stuff. So I
Well,
mean,
no, he's good at fishing. He's
and
extremely good at
content.
fishing, and
Yeah.
he's unbelievably good at content creation and, like, knowing what's next. Like, I have
Yeah.
a ton of there's a lot of people who do YouTube that I don't like, but I have a lot of respect for, and whether or not I've never met him, so I have no idea, but I have a lot of at
Yeah.
minimum, I have a lot of respect for him, and I watch his content
Yeah.
100%. I do not watch any Randy stuff. It's just not worth my time to get upset over.
All right.
All right, next.
So
That's the Northeast. Tyler's, Debo's Tactical, and Milliken
yeah.
Advance. Some other losers do not. So next up in the Southeast, we have
Somebody
they
said
are
this
losers.
earlier
They
on
are
this episode,
technical losers
dude.
in this instance, in this head-to-head battle, in this very tiny YouTube room that we are in. All right, one
This
rod.
is the episode where we finally enter YouTube drama land. Like
Oh
this is
God. Okay. Hey,
our
whatever. This is our
entryway
entree.
into
Whatever.
fights. Got
All
it.
right, next
Cool.
up, we've got one rod, one reel versus Chad Hoover. Jeff, what are your thoughts here?
Oh man. All right.
Okay, what?
Well, here's the thing. Like one rod, this is so hard to even like talk about. Like one rod is just so hard to watch. Like it's hard to watch him. He reminds me of many kids that I went to school with that I could not like be around because they
Oh
would
my
just
God.
they would drive me nuts. He actually, you know what? It's even closer than that. He reminds me of no.
What?
He is just obnoxious. That's it. I'll just say it. Like he's just
Okay.
obnoxious.
All right.
How many videos has this guy done where he is drowning?
He is
It's
drowned a
not
lot.
it's not just one. It's like 7. It's like 7 videos where he's like, I went swimming in the river this time and it didn't work out well for me. And like I've seen that exact video 4 or
Yeah.
5 times.
Yeah.
And then he's done thin ice stuff. And I just can't, the danger
That's fair.
content I can't get behind. 1, 2, I can't watch it because I can't listen to him. Like it's just annoying.
But
So
you can see
that's
how people think that's entertaining and funny.
why are we here? Why is this where our society has gone? Where we just like, you know what?
It's YouTube. This is radio. This is basically make your own TV. I mean, like,
look, I get it, and it's just you and I don't want to be in that world. And
yeah.
that's
I'm not saying I like his content. I'm like taking myself. I'm having an out of body conversation with you right now, and I'm
yeah,
saying like, okay, let's put our empathy hat on, and you can see how someone pulled up and be like, oh my God. Did that just happen? That's funny. This guy's losing his mind over this bass. It's the biggest. Every bass
yeah.
he's got's the biggest one he's ever seen. Come on, that's entertaining to him.
I
I
I
can see that.
we get hype over little fish all the
Yeah,
time, man.
I
You
know.
know, big fish even crazier. So it's not that. It's just I don't know the approach, and it's like half the Guggen squad is the same way for me. But
Yeah,
there, any creator that kind of like does that approach, just it gives me the ick a little bit. That's just me. It's not my cup of tea. I get it. Some people do love that, and that's totally cool. And that's kind of the beauty of YouTube. So I will show appreciation for the diversity of YouTube. It's great. But yeah, one rod, one reel. I can't watch his content. Chad Hoover, I think Chad loves to talk. A
I can't
lot.
believe how succinct his videos end up getting after hearing him talk.
Because his son edits them down, man. But we know Hoover. He's a cool dude. He loves to talk. He's got the KBF. Like, he put some cool stuff together. The event we went to in Alabama was great. And he talks a lot about, he's like in the know with the kayak industry. Like, Bonafide is like, I came out with the PWR. Do you want it, Chad Hoover? Here you go. And like, I definitely envy that to an extent. And I love that he is the first one to like drop videos. Him and Fluke Master, they'll just drop videos on that stuff. So I think it's cool. I think he's a great dude, and I like his channel. And I would pick that over One Rod all day.
Well, it's too late. It's been, the people have spoken. It's 70-30 with 86 votes in. So, all right. Next up, we have Fish the Moment versus Alex Rudd. Now, I feel like this might be. Will this be the biggest runaway? Do you think?
Yeah, for this audience, yes. I think everybody's probably going to go with Rudd.
There's 133 people in here.
Yeah.
I want to see 100 votes. There's
I would love to see that.
Here. Let's push some buttons, folks. You got 2 thumbs and 8 other digits that you could do this with. I mean, you got 10 options.
If you count your toes, you got other ways to click.
You got a nose too. You got like 13.
That's true.
Ways
there's a lot of ways.
A button here.
I will say I checked out. So I'd never watched Fish the Moment until this show. So I looked him up. I was checking it out. So it looked like pretty informative stuff. He had a lot of data, which I appreciated from a data standpoint. He's got like charts and graphs and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, most people don't do that. He's got a lot on sonar.
I love the way he breaks the sonar stuff down. I thought that was like one of the most like
next to Bass Geek, I thought it was
work
really
intensive. Good. It was done really well. And he does a really nice job with his thumbnails too. They draw you in for the most part. I think
credit there. And then Mr. Rudd, like, I think we all love Rudd. Like, Rudd's just
another person who we've watched like make really intentional changes to his content and went full time, which I have a ton of respect for. I still can't believe it. It's so impressive. And he's definitely leaning in on like the Joe Rogan style podcast that he's doing a great job with. So like he's done like these step by step and like brick by brick. So we're loving that. I mean, and I think like he more than in like a Milliken way connects with his audience like one-to-one. Like, people like him. Even if you don't like love his content, you're like, no, I just like Alex Rudd. And this should be a runaway. This should be a runaway for Rudd.
Chad is shouting it out. Rudd is us. A lot of people really like Rudd.
Yes.
I get it. Like, I've fished with that kid, like, I don't know, 5-6 times at this point. And like, one, he's a stick on the water for sure.
Yeah, he's a great fisherman.
He's pretty entertaining and fun to just like hang around. Like, he's just a cool dude. So totally agree. I would
69-31. We got 90 votes. I want to see 10 more votes. There's 133 of you guys.
So we got more rounds, man. Like, just
all right.
They'll get here. They'll get here.
I'm getting anxious. All right, we're gonna throw it up to Rudd.
Let's pull this one.
31.
We got Rudd. All right, go to the next. Ooh, this one's interesting.
All right. So next we've got this one. Is it interesting? So yeah, I guess it is. So we've got Octafo and we've got Yak Pack. So Yak Pack, one of the most insane YouTubers out there. He's certainly at the top of the list. With like the sort of like funky stuff, like the
you're gonna see him with AO Fishing, who is not on this list because AO
it's
Fishing
the same thing.
Just overhauls boats and goes down whitewater rapids.
Versus Octafo, who might be he's better than most pros at like the making content, but like is really dry when it comes to like versus YouTubers who do this all the time. Ott stuff is great though.
He's got the knowledge.
Very, very good. I love like if he's doing a crankbait video, I'm watching it. Like I'm watching it. I'm gonna watch it and then I'll watch it again. So you got to get the pen out. You gotta brace yourself for it a little bit. But Yak Pack, I'm not watching any of his videos. I've never watched the Yak Pack whole video. I've watched the thumbnails. That's it.
I've watched the thumbnails.
Yeah, that's
if you scroll on YouTube, at least on desktop, you can like hover your cursor over it and it starts playing the video. And you can actually fast forward it, no sound.
I know. I actually just watched a guy build his whole deck doing that, so there is me. But like, I've only ever watched the thumbnail of a Yak Pack video. I've never watched a video.
Yeah, I think this was Matthew Jones is a good call out. Norm, Yak, and AO are like constantly in each other's videos on each other's channels, and that's
great.
It's like if you live close enough to each other, like that's something that I've always wanted. It's really just me and Paul. Like nobody else lives close enough to us. Even
Yeah.
Ethan's like 2 hours away, and has a brand new baby. So it's like you can't
Congrats to
really.
him, by the way.
Yeah.
And okay, so the only reason like he's not in here because I really wanted to put him in here. It was like size of channel. It seemed unfair that like maybe 90% of you would even just like know about someone and only
Right.
1% might. So I tried to keep it somewhat fair. Like I say fair, but like I try to balance it that way. So again, not everyone made the list, and like I love Ethan. He's a personal friend, and I hope
Yeah.
he's not upset with me. I'm really happy for him and his new family, and we love mule fishing. So I just had to say that.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So yeah, again, this is kind of interesting. I think Yak Pack was at ICAST that year that we did. Basically, we had beer
He was
pong
there,
with
yeah.
Kick of Their Bass, Norm, and Yak Pack, which is it was such
Ott
an
is
interesting
barely
night.
winning. You guys,
I
82 votes in. It's like a 10%, 12%
Yeah,
swag here. Like this is a 3-vote swag right now.
it's
One of the closest ones.
this is what I was talking about. This is why this is interesting to me.
It's
Like
true.
Yak Pack's entertainment channel, Oddifo is like fairly dry, informative channel. The informative channel is pulling it out. I think that Ott carries a lot of weight just in
He's
the
that good.
industry, period. He is that good, and a lot of people appreciate that. And you probably all have some Ott's Garage crankbaits
I
in
do.
your arsenal. I
100.
know I
Yeah.
have a few.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
giving the 5 count. 5, 4, 3. We're not going to get a single vote. 2,
pull
1.
it.
Okay, call it.
All
That's
right,
it.
Ott takes it. There
Odd
we go.
advances. Odd advances. Now these next ones go a little faster. People are getting into this. All right, this one
Yep.
again. Look, you guys, the Battle of Titans.
This is
Okay,
rough.
this is my own personal hell to have to say this, but it's
Yeah.
Brian Latimer versus Tackle Junkie. Two of my, I mean, these guys are people I subscribe to. These are one of the. We were talking about this on the Jigs and Bigs podcast that
Yeah.
drops Tuesday, and they were like, "Well, who do you
It's
watch?" And I was like,
rough.
Belat and Tackle Junkie were at the top of my list
I love
of the
them. I
very
love
few
both of those
people that
channels.
that
Yeah.
I watch and um all the time. So
Yeah.
look, choosing between your children again. All right, I'm not happy about it. Tackle Junkie's in the house. Throw him a vote, okay? We
Yo,
love
is
the
he?
man. Yes, he is. He's here. He
No
goes, "Oh crap!
way. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, bro! There. Oh, here we
Oh no.
go. Here we go. He's got
Yeah.
the home court advantage, and Tackle
He
Junkie's
does.
running
He
away with it right
does.
now. 77 votes, and he's smoking them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like Tackle Junkie, we love the gear reviews. We absolutely love the bait knowledge, and he's just freaking good at YouTube. And on top
We
of all
had
that,
him on, didn't we? We've had
yes,
him on the podcast. We've talked
yes,
to him in person
I
a few
watch.
times. Like,
I get on whenever I see that it's
yeah.
when it's Junkie and it's Debo together. I'm getting
Oh,
in there and
dude.
I'm in the comments and I'm
Heck
lighting
yeah.
him up. Debo's probably gets upset. Um, for me though, Latimer
Probably.
is he's probably my
I
favorite
love
content. He's
watching
probably my
do
favorite
that.
content creator. I feel like I love the hunting stuff. I love what he does with the family. I love that
Family
he's in
stuff is great.
I love that he's
Yep.
in the bass boat and the kayak. I love that
Yep.
he's like, oh, I'm gonna go like tune up a dirt bike, but then right after this, I'll go shoot a duck, and then when I'm done, I'll go catch a bass. It's just
He's
very
living
wholesome
that
to me.
life, dude.
It's like, yeah, it's so
Yeah.
he is probably one of the most of all the people on this list. He's like in the top of like most genuine. He just loves what he does, like from every
Yeah.
aspect. So I love BLAT, win, lose, or draw. So it's 91 votes in. Tackle
Gosh
Junkie
dang.
takes it 63 to 37. There you go.
All
You were
right. So
nervous for no reason, bud.
Tackle Junkie takes the dub. I love it.
You
That's the end
should.
of
I
round
love it.
one, you guys. Now we speed it up because we've already like given our 2 cents on where
Yeah.
we're at with
Now
these
I don't have to
channels.
explain all this. So now
Yep.
it comes down to what do you guys think? So now here we are. Here we
Here
are. So we're gonna go
we
back to the
are.
Northwest. We've got Bass Fishing HQ versus Fluke Master. So I mean, if you're a kayak guy,
It's
it's
Fluke.
probably
No
Fluke.
brainer.
If you go to YouTube to crack open the books and you get a notepad and a pencil and you
It's
lick
the
the tip,
HQ.
yeah, you're an
Yeah.
HQ guy, right? I mean, that's really what it is. And I mean,
Yeah.
but I will say this: if you're a strictly YouTube learner and you've been doing this for a long time, it might just be Fluke because you've just been with him for so long.
I mean, Fluke's got a ton of informative videos, a ton. He's got kayak builds. He's got
Got a lot
tournament
of red
setups.
hats.
He's got tournament tips. He's got probably 400 dead red hats, and he's like, just they all gotta
Can you
die.
imagine the number of Crocs that guy's gone through?
Can you imagine the graveyard of Crocs and G hats? Like just like go Bulldogs. They're just like in the grave out back.
It's really close, you guys.
Yeah.
Right now, HQ has it by like 10.
They got
15%.
more
It's close.
information.
It's 90 votes. That's a
Yeah.
lot. I think. Are we done? I hate to pull the plug on Fluke. I don't want to do it.
It's
I'm gonna
a
give it
bummer.
the 7 count. 7, 6, 5.
We're getting to that point of the show. It's the 7 count.
3.
It moved to 92
All
votes,
right,
but there's no way. Pull it.
All right, HQ takes it. We're gonna advance quickly through this round here, guys.
Sorry, Fluky.
No, yeah. Again, we're picking through children here, so it's
tough to see them all go at this point.
It doesn't feel good. No one's leaving happy.
Ooh,
all right,
we got battle the Googs.
We got the Googie battle. Fishing with Norm versus Lake Fork guy. Jeff, what would your vote be here? I'm curious. I have no experience. My vote's worthless.
Yeah, this one is tough. I haven't watched any Lake Fork stuff in recent years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I would probably go Norm on this one.
Okay.
Even though he's hopping into those whitewater rafting nonsense videos with AO. Like,
yeah,
I don't it's tough. Like I do like LFG a lot. LFG is probably a lot more informative of a channel. So I think for this audience, it's gonna be LFG.
Yeah.
He's gonna have
but
a
Norm
lot
did
more
really
tips.
well. I mean,
Norm did well. I think he's an
It's
appreciable channel. Like people
Lake
like
Fork,
to watch him.
Lake Fork's pulling it.
I think LFG is going to pull it out. It's close-ish.
I mean, okay. We know he's not with the Googs anymore, but like they can't
once
get away from
once a Googan, always a Googan.
Look, I'm sorry, it's really hard to like get away
is,
from because I never even watched the Googan Squad when they were like on the come up. I didn't. I like the occasional video, but I was outside of YouTube. I didn't even really use it for anything other than like, hey, I need to build something. Like, what do I do here? Or like my dishwasher is broken, and so like. I had like no experience, but I still knew them on site.
Yeah.
So like you can't take that away. It's like it's really hard to break that.
They're ambassadors of a brand. They come and go. Like they're moving from this brand to that brand. It's gonna happen. Whatever. I don't even know who Norm is really with, or if he's just doing this separate like YouTube focus with like AO and Yak Pack, which I think they are. Which is
all right. I'm calling it.
I think we pull it
57-44, 80 votes in. Lake Fork guy.
There we go.
Advances. There you go. Well, good job, guys. So we definitely have like a little more information over entertainment, I think, in this crew here.
It makes
going
sense.
out. So we've got Mike Iaconelli versus Bama Bass. Now I feel like Ike's gonna run with this one. Am I wrong? I feel like Mike.
I think so. If you're focused on fishing content tips, like you got to go Ike because Bama Bass doesn't do it right now. They do have
fishing
information
adjacent still, obviously.
It's fishing adjacent, but like, here's the thing. It reminds me of, remember when we had aquatic biologist on and like you're learning about fish habitats,
behavior,
behaviors,
biology,
weights, growth, like how to determine like what a healthy pond is versus an unhealthy pond. Like, and I think that's totally valuable information. But I think a lot of time you're looking for just directly, how do I hook said fish in the face?
How do I get one? I don't care. I'll click there.
Which is going to be Ike over Bama Bass all day.
And it's a runaway. 83 votes in, 66-34.
Pull it.
We're pulling the plug.
Ike takes the dub.
The next one got it. Oh no, we just got this. Is just a this is an abs. This is two admirals of a fleet. There are no winners here. There are only losers. Bass Geek versus ND Yak Angler. I think ND is probably gonna win.
I think
he's probably gonna end up in the championship with this crowd here.
Probably.
I love Bass Geek. I love the short videos. I love the long
Girthy
videos.
Geeks might show up.
Girthy Geeks for life.
Girthy Geeks showing up.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not. Wow.
It's
56 votes in, and
wow,
Bass Geek is running the show right now.
I think we jumped ahead of ourselves there. Bass Geek crew is showing
Holy crap.
I think it makes sense for this crowd. Like
I had people yelling at me about not having ND Yak Angler, and they were staring at his name. So like,
Why
Jesus,
is he not on here?
like you're looking, he's right there, bro. Calm
right
yourself.
there, dude.
All right, 83 votes in. We got to get a little
Dude,
higher than 83. I want to see a couple
let's
more
get to
votes
90.
before I
Let's get to
pull.
90.
Let me get to the 90. You
Girthy Geek
guys,
showed up. I appreciate
very
it.
hey,
Good for him.
Tackle Junkie said it best. Heck yeah, take a drink. There it is. Have a
There it
beer
is.
for your boy.
Yep. Love it. Awesome. All right.
I think we're calling it. We're at
three more
87. He's
votes?
still doubling them up.
Okay.
All right.
He's got it. That's a runaway. Go
Cinderella
Bass Geek,
story.
dude.
There it
That's
is.
awesome.
All right. So
Next round. Let's go.
tie this one. So we've got Advancers, HQ, Lake Fork, Ike, Bass Geek. Now we go back to the east. Tyler's Real versus Debo's. This is not close.
Hang on.
Go ahead.
You missed him. He didn't get through the first round, Keegan. Sorry. Sometimes that happens. But he was on here. He's actually
I like
the
John
first
B.
one on the list.
I'm a John B fan now.
We like him. He just didn't make it.
Sorry.
Right. So Tyler's Real versus
Real.
Debo. Y'all,
I mean,
show up for your boy. You can do
Debo's
it.
one. I mean, if you looked at my YouTube, like hour spent on a video, he would show up. He'd be up within the last 5 videos I've watched every time. And I mean, that's nothing against Tyler's Real. It's nothing against Tyler's Real Fishing.
If you look at our channel, Debo's been on 10% of our videos.
Yeah. He gets mentioned in like a good quarter of the
content.
I
didn't even mean mention. I meant on camera.
I know. Wait, what the? Why
I don't
are
know
we
what
not
that
copying?
means.
We just don't copy. What's happening here? All right, there we go.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Debo, I mean, we're done. 90
also,
votes in, 83. This is the biggest beatdown we've seen yet.
I think Chaz was talking about how we are doppelgangers as well. So I mean, I gotta vote for Debo because he's the primary Jeff. He's like Jeff Prime. And I am secondary Jeff.
Jeffiest Prime.
He's the Jeffiest Jeff.
God dang it. That hurts to say. Okay. Tactical Bassin versus Milliken. It's a battle of giants. It's a battle of giants.
This could be a good one.
This could have been the championship if
I hope this
bracket looks different. Tactical Baskin.
Yeah.
Tactical Baskin. Tactical Bassin versus Milliken Fishing. Jeff, I'm curious.
Carol Baskins.
What would you, Carol Baskin? What would your vote be, Jeff?
My vote on this one, purely from the fact that from a buyer's guide at all price points, from a information standpoint, dude, I think it's tactical. Like, it's got to be Tactical Bassin. Like, I can reference multiple learning moments in fishing for me that have produced catches from Tactical over any other channel. So yeah, it's got to be Tactical. I love Milliken too.
Is Tactical? Is it still just those two that own it?
Yep.
That's important.
It is. Like, I mean, they've been collabing forever, but you can go way back. I learned about leader lines from them. I learned about
Disney bought out.
Wired to Fish.
Wired to Fish.
They are not on this list. Wired to Fish, owned by a monopoly.
That's why I didn't put them. That's why they have no business.
They also are like huge at ICAST. They're like the main.
They have no business being out here. All right, Milliken got dusted. I love Milliken. My vote would have been for Milliken, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
I think TB's just
really
got
warmed
everything
up to
you
him
need.
I've warmed up to him in such a big way. And Tactical Bassin is replaceable to me. Like, he could be that information could be replaced by now. That doesn't mean I don't love it, because I really do. And it serves a really good purpose. And they do it differently than everyone. But good Lord, I really do like the overall offering from Milliken.
I totally agree. Love Milliken. I think I've just learned a lot from TB. And I think also Rob has it here, like, dear God, stop telling me everything's listed below. I mean, they do a lot of product stuff. Like, that's part of how they make their bag, man. I get it. And
there's 2 of them.
At the same time, also, they have now made their own baits. So, like, a lot of the time, like, they're just repping their own baits. So I was like, I want to see different brands. There was a big stretch of videos where it's like just Megabass. And I'm like, look, I get it. Megabass is great. I can't afford that unless I take out a second mortgage.
That was $140 video that no one cared about to do the ultralight stuff. Like, they're like to buy 10 baits. Like,
when you made it,
each. I mean, I'm
TB
happy to
makes
own them, but like, good Lord, like,
I'll take some off your hands. All right, next.
Yeah, you won't. So next up, we've got Chad Hoover versus Alex Rudd, and this one should be tight. I feel like this one's.
I feel like with this audience, it should be tight for sure. So we got, yeah. I mean, it maybe it depends on where you're coming from too. Like Hoover is more to me like kayak information in terms of buying kayaks, maybe rigging kayaks, sometimes fishing info. I think Rudd is straight fishing info.
Well, he's also got
and tourney
his
fishing.
podcast that I think offers a lot of value. And
Podcast makes a difference.
Is a staple
Hoover
for a
has a
lot of people.
podcast.
Yeah, that
Hoover
doesn't
does that.
compare.
It's not the same. That's for sure.
I like Chad's short form content better than Rudd's. I think Rudd's longer videos I like more, and then I don't really like Rudd's podcast, but it carries weight for a lot of people, and I feel like that's a dub for a lot of people. So, and I like both of. They're both cool. Like I would sit down and have a beer with both of them. So this is
sat down and had beers with both of them.
And I think both, in this case, like I'm losing no matter what the outcome is. What do we? I need to check the vote. Oh God, 69% Alex Rudd.
It's a runaway.
It's the runaway. Pull the plug before it gets any worse. We love you, Chad. I am sorry to see you go. But Alex Rudd is going to advance. Again, I mean, this is like a lot of my friends are punching each other right now, so it's hard to watch. Ott Defoe versus Tackle Junkie. I think.
All right, TJ fans, let's go.
Objectively, TJ.
There's no way TJ's taking this one.
Not just because he's in the room, but like objectively. Again, if you went back and you looked at the number of Tyler's Real videos that I watched versus Debo's, it'd be Debo in a landslide. If you looked at the number of Ott videos versus Tackle Junkies, I watched a few Ott videos. This could be TJ all day.
It's TJ all day. I don't. It's not even gonna be close.
I don't think so.
88 to 12% right now. 86-14. Oh my gosh.
I bet
flying through the votes.
I bet TJ's son has caught bigger bass than me.
I mean, probably.
It's like guaranteed.
Most people have.
84 to 16. Okay, we're done here. 84. This is ridiculous.
I hate you.
That didn't even. He's had more faster wins than anyone else. He is.
TJ just came into
this is insane.
It's
all right,
sweep.
Guys. Guys and gals. We are down to the final four or the Elite Eight here.
I was like, not yet.
I know.
Okay.
I know. All right,
got it.
So we're gonna move quickly here. We're back in the Northwest. We've got.
These are heavy hitters.
Two come out of the Northwest. Bass Fishing HQ versus Lake Fork Guy. This is gonna be quick.
I think so.
This will be
LFG or Bass Fishing HQ. What do you guys think?
Who's better at what they do individually? I think Bass Fishing HQ is far superior at making their kind of content than Lake Fork Guys at making his kind of content. Am I right? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe
75 votes in is 81-19.
Yeah.
I think we're done here.
I think we're done here.
This is a bloodbath.
Pull it. Moving on. Sorry, LFG.
I'm just before it gets any uglier. I'm pulling it. All right. So next up, we go down to the Southwest. We've got Ike versus Bass Geek. Wait, what?
I was reading this. Hang on. So Georgianne says, "So you dropped your somethings? Yay, you your somethings." Brands? Oh, yeah. Because she's talking about what's up with the AAA Monster Bass Ultralight. Okay, yes, we will address that. First of all, thank you so much for the super chat. Had to read through the text.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sure.
So appreciate Georgianne. Thank you very much. Real quick, while voting is going on, I want to make sure everybody knows it's Mike Iaconelli versus Bass Geek. So girthy geeks, just show up again. Just no offense to Iaconelli, but Bass Geek's got to take the dub here. So to answer the question that came up on the video, I meant to cut this in because we forgot to talk about it. So yes, we dropped all paid sponsorships. That's done. Moving into 2024, we will have no paid sponsorships. We're going to work specifically with Omnia to put links in our videos. If you guys use those links to buy stuff, we get a kickback to buy more gear to review and use and fish on the channel. So that's one way of supporting us. We appreciate it. And that way we can feature every brand we want. We're not restricted, no exclusivity. That said, we did make a beautiful ultralight rod, in our opinion, with Monster Bass. It is still available. It is not going away. It is still purple and chartreuse for a limited time because it will most likely switch to black and orange now that we are leaving Monster Bass. And we've left them on good terms, so everything's still good there. The rods will still be shipping out. If you pre-ordered one, it's not going to go away. We weren't going to mess that up for you guys. No. Don't worry about that. So the rod's still going. Like I said, in the future, it's going to change. So get the purple chartreuse while you can. Thank you for everybody that pre-ordered that. All right.
The
So
most amount of votes yet. 98 votes in, and it's
yes,
59-41. Bass Geek takes
Bass
it. Pull the
Geek,
plug on Ike.
pull
Sorry,
it.
Ike. We know you got fans, but not too many here. All right.
Oh,
Debo's
and hang on. So I didn't answer Georgiana's question. When do they ship? I don't know. Keep
They
begging
were supposed
Rick.
to ship 20 days. Technically, they're supposed to ship 2.5 months ago. So
Rick has
I
showed
actually,
me. Yeah,
I messaged Rick again and did not get an answer. So I'm sure
we'll
he is
message him
just
again after this tonight. You guys, we'll get on him
doing
again.
Christmas stuff. But
We've been all over him.
I'm very disappointed.
I keep getting new ship dates, so we apologize for that. There you go.
It is what it
But
is. I feel bad about. I actually hate all of it, but it is what it is.
they
All
will
right.
go out. I know they're in the warehouse. Like
Yes.
they need to just go out.
Back to the Northeast. We've got Debo's Fishing versus Tactical Bassin. We'll
All
see
right.
if the home court advantage will hold up
Oh
here.
no.
This one's tough. Tactical
Debo.
I feel like. I mean, we talked about it. We already know what we're dealing with here. This is a mountain for. I mean, well, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens.
He's doing well, dude. 81 votes, 72%.
86 votes.
Oh, wow.
93 votes. Are we gonna hit 100? Can we finally hit 100?
It's the homies are showing up. That's what it is.
I mean,
like
I don't want to move this because we're all 97, 98.
98.
Oh my God.
2 votes. 2 votes.
Come on. Oh, somebody push a button.
1 vote.
Get on there.
Vote, we'll pull it.
Someone get on there and push a button. All right, there it is.
We broke it.
Dude, it wasn't even close.
There we go.
I was nervous for no reason. I don't know what I was nervous about. I don't know what I was.
It was the same
Jeff,
thing with
Jeff, why were you so nervous?
Okay.
What are you scared of?
Okay. Cool. This has been fun.
The runaway 71-28. Debo's Fishing takes it from Tactical Bassin. All right.
This might be
this
the close
was
one.
rough. This is brutal. All right.
This might be the close
Rudd
one.
versus Tackle Junkie. Now we've doubted TJ in the past, and he has been wrecking them.
Will he tank Rudd though? Let's find out.
Whoa! Oh, call!
Holy cow!
It's not close.
Wow!
Oh my, whoa!
Tell us how you really feel.
Rudd keeps like sneaking a left hook in, and then he gets uppercut.
He gets jabbed back, man.
TJ.
Haymaker.
35, it's 78, 86, and it's just nothing's changing.
TJ,
Guys,
is he gonna go all the way?
90,
he's got to go against Debo.
At this point, he hasn't gone up against anybody, so we'll see what happens in the next round. I think I gotta pull this. This is Rudd's made up some ground.
Let it roll. Let it ride.
65-35 right now.
There's over 100 voters here.
Yep,
let's
We're
go.
Close. You guys, your vote does count. If everyone voted for Rudd, it would
from now until the end of this vote, then he might win.
Oh my God!
I'm a little surprised by the margin.
I think the margin is impressive.
The margin is impressive. TJ, just out here crushing the game.
I mean, he's just wrecking dreams.
Like,
you thought you were good?
Pull it.
See ya.
Pull it.
We're done here. TJ advances. Well, and you know what you've done here? You've created a problem because look who's coming up in the next round.
Ooh, it's gonna be rough.
Now we're at the final four.
HQ,
Bass Geek, Debo, TJ. I mean, you can see we've got the home court advantage is playing in here.
Do we have trophies for these yet? Have we made?
We're gonna need to make one. It's gonna have to look like a crankbait at this point. All right, we'll have Debo make the trophy.
Paint it.
Mine will turn out like dog shit.
If Debo makes the trophies, we won't see them for 14 years.
Hey, but you'll get them. All right,
but then you'll have them.
But you'll get them. All right, so Bass Fishing HQ versus Bass Geek coming out of the East to see who goes to the championship.
Oh,
are you going to the ship HQ or the Geekster, the girthy geek himself?
This is where the tight votes start coming through, man. So
man.
We're already 55-45 right now.
Oh,
Bass Fishing HQ edging out the Geek. Oh man,
10%. That's nothing. We're only 79 votes in. Come on.
Yeah, there's still room. There's still room for him to squeeze it out. Well, it's going away slowly. 86 votes.
Mainstream goes girthy geeks, stand up.
Girthy geeks, stand up.
Oh,
we talked to him about making those shirts. Like we could still.
We need to do that. HQ is 88 votes in. They're getting there. They are getting there.
Ooh, and while we're gonna let the vote keep going, thank you so much to Jason Jones.
Thank you so much, man.
20
oh
bucks,
my gosh.
Man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really appreciate you. It goes a long way for us.
It does. So. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Merry Christmas back to you.
Hell yeah. 55-45. Bass Fishing HQ. We got 94 votes in.
A miracle could happen in the next 5 to 10
Anything could
votes. So it's
happen.
like
I'm
I
gonna do
think
the 10 count.
I think we got to do a
10,
10 count for sure.
9, 8. This is
Girthy
7 that I'm
geeks.
showing. 6, 5, 4 seconds to vote for 3, 2.
It's not going to be enough.
1. We're at 98 votes.
That's it.
And it's
Oh,
10%.
99.
100 votes. I think we're done. We got.
I think we're done. All right. Geek is toppled. Dang it.
I mean, it's Bass Fishing HQ. I mean, you can't feel bad about that loss. You take that one to the grave, you feel fine.
You're like, I went head to head, and it was kind of close, man.
You made it to the final 4. It's out of this lineup. That's incredible. All right.
100%.
Look, I'm sorry to do this to you guys. You did this to yourself, you guys. You did this to yourself. This is on you.
Choose your favorite dad.
Look,
go.
Yeah, exactly. Pick your dad. All right. Is it going to be Devo's Fishing or Tackle Junkie? Which father are you going to push off a cliff?
Who's the better father?
Who's the better dad?
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, Debo with
Tackle
an early
Junkie
lead.
has been taking people out behind the shed and giving them an absolute whooping, a walloping.
But in a crazy turn of events, Debo is now returning the favor.
30. Oh, he's getting.
Oh,
all right, now Tackle Junkie's starting to see the other side of the woodshed here.
TJ, no,
it's not close.
Bring him back.
There's 100 votes in, and it's 70 to 30.
That was fast.
I mean, no one wants to lose to their friend like this. I think we may have just. I feel like the next live, their words will be exchanged, even though Debo has no idea what's going on.
I say we reach out to these 4 for the next live. What do you say?
Yeah, we'll get HQ on here first, and then.
How do you guys feel about getting dusted?
How do you guys feel about getting wrecked by your buddy over here?
Let's just start. Right, hey, did you hear what TJ said about you, Debo? Like, oh my god,
he didn't say anything. I don't know.
Did he? Anything.
He said, "Oh, here he goes." He goes, "I don't mind." He goes, "I don't mind losing to my dude Debo." So a stand up.
I love it.
Amount of sportsmanship from somebody who made it to the final 4.
Our most votes of the night at 102. And climbing. So I think we pull it there. Debo pulls that one out. Now
we love you both. Sorry to see you go, TJ, but please stay to find out if
the toilet bowl, baby.
Toilet bowl. It's still up for grabs.
We still got 3rd, 4th place up for grabs. So now we go to the championship round. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. So our last vote ended at 103 votes. What I want to see is more than 103 on the championship and the toilet bowl, because this is where it really counts. So you guys get to choose the only YouTube channel that you get to ever watch again after tonight. You have to delete.
We said that. That's not what this was.
I know, I'm joking. All right, so let's get down to it. So we got Bass Fishing HQ versus Debo's Fishing. Both very informative, very entertaining channels, very great gentlemen.
This is rigged. How is this rigged? Other than the fact that we have all of their subscribers in this room.
Just because Debo wins every bracket that we have, regardless of him being qualified.
Oh my god, it's a wrecking machine.
Can you imagine if Debo just wins like the bait bracket? He wins the kayak bracket for no reason. What does Debo always win?
How did he win the sunglasses bracket?
Best sunglasses, Debo's Fishing. That's so weird. No, it's not rigged. You guys voted for it. You can't rig something you voted for.
We're done.
Debo just
votes in and
ran away.
He just buzzsawed right through.
This is the championship you don't want to see on TV.
No, like this is where you just step into the other room and you have yourself a couple 19 cocktails.
Let it get over 103 votes. I want everybody to get their vote in.
Best beard on the internet. I mean, that can't be real.
Who is?
Debo,
the most well kept beard, maybe.
It's very finely.
There's some pretty crazy big beards out there too. It depends on your definition of great beard. Like, is it like a clean cut? Is it a super long one like a wizard? I don't know.
Well, like you got the Alex Rudd. He just lets it roll.
Exactly. Like that's a wizard beard.
This was done. So now we're here
championship is decided. Debo's Fishing is the greatest fishing YouTube channel on planet Earth. I don't care what anybody says. There you go. All right, let's go to the toilet bowl. Who we got here? Give me the lineup.
So how are we gonna do this? Is it gonna be Bass Geek versus Tackle Junkie?
Yeah, that's how it works.
All right, Bass.
It's 3 and 4 go head to head, right? Bass Fishing HQ is second, Debo's is first, and now we got Bass Geek versus Tackle Junkie to decide 3rd and 4th.
It's
so is it going to be
Tackle
TJ's
Junkie
crew?
gets out of he escapes the basement only to find he's been thrown back into the ring with the other dad. We got Bass Geek versus Tackle
Oh,
Junkie.
he's back to running away with stuff again. TJ is coming out on
Is
top.
it
Girthy
really?
Geeks, where are you at?
Oh
Let's
my
go.
god. Big Geeks just let you down.
Yep. The votes are climbing. Like, I hope the voters didn't like fall asleep. Like, we're at 74 right now.
No, we're
Let's
at
keep it going, you
yeah, we're
guys.
already in the 70s.
It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Where are we at? Keep pushing. Let's get to the 100 votes. Let's see if we can make this thing kind of close. But TJ is running
Well, it's getting
away with
closer.
it.
It's getting closer. It's more like 70-30 now.
All right, 85 votes
67-33.
in. It's the last vote of the night, you guys. Like, make it count. Keep her rolling. Oh my gosh.
This is nuts.
Yeah,
It's 70-30. This is over.
this is all right.
Well, we're only at 90 votes.
We'll let it go to 100. I'll tell you guys this. Got a couple of over 100 votes there. So let's do a schmiv-away. We're gonna do what do you want to do? I mean, it's Christmas. Let's do a shirt. What do you say? We'll do a shirt.
Yeah, let's do a shirt.
All right. So I will ship you guys a shirt from our store, so you can pick it. Not a hoodie, a shirt, t-shirt. So we'll do flip around and find out. We got the AAA shirt. We got the Ned Rig Nerd shirt. You guys can pick it. Oh, we got the Spider shirt still too in gray and orange. So you can pick one of those. And we will roll a schmiv-away winner here in just a little bit once we're done with this. So I think 91 votes. Are we close enough to call it? I mean, it's TJ all day. So Tackle Junkie takes third and Bass Geek in fourth. So we now have our top 4 YouTube channels. This is what I better see on just unsubscribe from our channel, and you can only watch these 4 channels for the rest of the time. But if you aren't subscribed to these 4 channels, I would say definitely go subscribe, go check them out. Appreciate the crews showing up and showing support for their favorite YouTubers. I love it. I'm also glad we didn't put our own names in here because, man, we would have been depressed.
Wrecked.
We would have been super depressed. That was a lot of fun, you guys. Hopefully you guys had a blast as well. We're going to do a schmiv-away. We're going to do a slow rolling thunder here in just a second. Quick shout out to Mick Vogel for the donation for Paul to replace Debo with Dizzle's fishing channel and post to IG tagging Dizzle and Debo. Merry Christmas. I love it. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the support, man. All right. So we got to pick. We got to pick a hashtag every time we do something like this. Do a schmiv-away on StreamYard now. We do a hashtag. So the hashtag is the winner of these little bracket challenges that we do. So it's hashtag Debo, hashtag DEBO, not chat. Sorry for like the old school way, you guys. It's not chat anymore. You got to type in hashtag DEBO starting now and just start putting that into chat. If you guys are on Facebook, you got to be on YouTube to qualify for this. So hop over to YouTube for a quick sec and we'll give you time. We're going to do a slow rolling thunder here. So get your hashtag Debos in.
Somebody tell Debo that he won.
Somebody tell Debo that he won. He's not even in here. Friggin' jerk. Probably doing family stuff or whatever. Like,
he's probably putting his kids, reading his kids a book.
I mean, all we do is to help him win every bracket series, even when it doesn't make sense. Best sunglasses, Debo's fishing. So you got to type in hashtag Debo, you guys, and we will have this schmiv-away will be for a t-shirt from our store. I will ship to you. We do ship to Canada and US, so you're okay if you're in Canada, if you're our northern friends. And you can pick one of the designs and give me your size. So we'll do that via email. I'm not going to make you do it in chat. Don't worry about it. So get those in now. While that's rolling, I got some questions for you, Paul, and they are overrated, underrated questions.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
Good. This is the other category that we popped off on our drive. So I have a whole bunch of these, but I made it Christmas oriented. So we have a holiday special, overrated, underrated, slow rolling thunder. Here we go. First and foremost, overrated, underrated. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation. Is it overrated or underrated?
It could not be more overrated.
Ooh,
all of his friends, all
wow.
of Rudolph's friends are absolute
dicks.
shits. Like, what is with like they're
so horrible.
Horrible. It is abhorrent. If I saw one of those little fuckers, I'd be slapping and then Rudolph's dad, I mean,
also not a good dad.
Completely horrible dad. Oh my god, that whole thing is a joke. So the whole thing's a joke.
Heather's pretty mad at you. Underrated. What the hell, Paul?
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, Heather.
I'm in agreement. Totally overrated. My kids watched it tonight. They were like, "Do you want to watch it?" I was like, "No, I'll go prep for my show."
Makes me sick to my stomach.
Why does his nose go?
Yeah, why? Like what?
Why?
Like
We
it
can
has.
see it. It is lit up. What? And
It
what do
is
they put
terrible.
on his nose? Is it just dirt? Because it looks like they just plugged his nose.
It's just a
Anyways,
very yeah. No,
also
I'm done there.
Santa's a total dick too.
Oh,
All right,
Santa's a douche. Yeah, he
Santa
is.
sucks in that one. All right, next one, Bing Crosby, the old crooner himself. What do you think?
Oh my god. Uh
I don't.
I think
That's not Bing
appropriate.
Crosby.
I know. I think
White Christmas.
appropriately rated.
Mid as
Yeah,
heck.
mid. Yeah.
He's mid.
Like it pops up at the mall, you don't even know it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think so.
I get why he could be polarizing though.
I'm not like, give me some Bing Crosby right now.
No,
Like
not
right this
ever.
second.
No.
I'm not. That's not happening. Also, Chaz's camera now says device disconnected. Oh no, he's back. I think he's alive. It's all right. We're still rolling the Schmiv away. I need
All
him to
right.
come back and click the button. All right, next. I still got more. We're gonna fly through these. This I know your answer to. I wanna hear where chat is on this.
Okay.
Overrated,
Yeah.
underrated, tchotchkes. Little BS gifts, you guys. Like the little thing you would grab from the dollar store. You're like, you know what? My kids would like a glow in the dark bracelet. A miniature puzzle, a 5-piece puzzle.
One of those tiny etch a sketches.
You know the right at the front of Target when you
Oh
walk
my
in and you
God.
look to the right and you see those like 2 aisles, right? And it's
Yeah.
just all $1 to $5 things. Tchotchkes. Overrated,
Ugh.
underrated. Say it.
It is the I can't believe it's even being rated. It shouldn't be a thing. Like
I know.
who wants
Listen,
a bouncy ball? Like what the
we're spreading the word, brother. We're trying to get people to stop buying
you're
tchotchkes.
literally just giving me trash.
I know.
You've given me something that I have to now go find out how to recycle or throw away. Like, oh my god.
What if somebody just brought you a bag of actual trash? Like,
That's called Christmas. Within like
bah humbug ball. Wow. All right.
that's what happens. You and I both know that 80% of the crap that comes in your house has to find its way out the back.
Yeah, and I have to be the disposer of said trash.
And then you get yelled at.
in secret. Yeah.
God.
All right. Next up, this is a funny one. So I'll tell you why in a second. But rum chata. Rum chata, is it overrated or underrated?
It's appropriately rated. It's well loved and it makes some people puke and that's where it lives.
You gotta hammer the rum chata to puke on that. But yeah.
Well, but the
I'm
taste can make you like, ugh, it can give you that. I can see
really?
people getting that.
I
Yeah,
love
not
it.
me. Not
I
me.
love
I love it.
horchata
It's
too.
great. It's great.
Horchata's great. Rum chata's great.
You know what
in my
beats the
opinion.
ever living tar out of that though? Kahlua gingerbread.
Ooh, yeah. Kahlua does have some dope flavors.
Boy,
It's
oh boy.
like the same price point, but yeah.
That's the reason for the season, right behind
Yeah.
closely Reese's Trees.
Rum chata got that marketing hype though. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
say it's appropriately rated in my opinion. I think people just get carried away. But the funny thing, my mom, we were at her house the other day, and she was talking to my wife, and she was like, "You gonna have rum chata at Christmas?" And we're like, "No. Why? I mean, do you want us to?"
Do you
And
need that?
they were like, "Oh, I thought you would because it's Rachel's favorite drink." And I was like, "No, it's not." And Rachel was like, "No, it's not." She's like, "Every time I see you, you have rum chata." I'm like, "We've almost never had it at
I
our
see
house."
you
I
at
don't
Christmas, and that's it.
like what? No, I see
Okay.
my mom all the
All right.
time. That's the thing that
Yeah.
makes it weird.
That doesn't check out. Nope.
Whatever.
Not
Okay,
very
so
observant.
I got 2 more, but let's draw the Schmiv away winner because I think we got 84 entries here. So
I'm
Chaz, if
ready.
you're ready, go ahead and roll this.
Okay.
Now the rules are you got to be here, so you got to say something. Otherwise, we're gonna do a countdown and re-roll.
Why did I see
Who's
Chaws
it
in there?
gonna be Ned
Oh,
Nerd?
no!
Well, that's extremely appropriate. So Ned Nerd,
Oh.
give us a shout here. Just say, hi, I am here in chat so that we can see you exist. And then you're going to follow the instructions that will be scrolling across the screen. And once we got your information, I need your choice of shirt, size. Just look at the shop below this video. Pick out a shirt, pick out a size, and then give me your address via email. I'll ship it out to you. So do we
He said he's
Ned
here.
Yeah, awesome. All right, cool. So Ned Rig Nerd is
There you go,
here.
buddy.
It's official. We got our winner. So it's Ned Rigged. Oh, Joshua Simonson, just always pulling it out, man. It's Ned Rigged. Yeah, maybe. So the random roll is,
How
anyways,
could
Ned
it
Rigged
be
Nerd,
less rigged?
congrats. Give me your info via email. Once we got that, I will go ahead and put that together and ship it out to you. All right, cool. So last two, this is for funsies. We're
Yeah.
rolling out, then it's Christmas time. Overrated, underrated. Having a big old Christmas Day dinner.
So underrated. I can't as I get older every year, I
Yeah.
appreciate the big
The
ass
meals.
meal with
Yeah.
the pie and the coffee
Yeah.
and the the big piece of meat and kids running around and even the tchotchkes
Yeah.
that come with it. I just love the big meal. I love the big family meal.
I agree. Whether it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, however you guys like to do it.
Thanksgiving.
Well, I disagree on Thanksgiving, but we had that conversation. Thanksgiving's fine. I prefer Christmas. And I enjoy that dinner a lot. So I'd say underrated as well. Okay, last one.
Yeah.
And this it doesn't exactly go along with tchotchkes. It's a little different. It kind of depends. And if you're using tchotchkes associated with this item, stop.
Oh, I already know what it is.
Stockings.
Yep. Incredibly underrated. I actually
Incredibly.
we don't really do gifts anymore. We
Mm-hmm.
donate a certain amount of money every year, my wife and I, for us. We donate money and then we do stockings. I love stockings. I think stockings are more fun than the gifts. I don't even really like the gifts, to be fair.
Yeah, 100% underrated. Love stockings. It's like I save
Criminally
them.
underrated.
Yeah. Kids open presents. I'm like, save your stockings. They're the last thing you do. It's a lot of fun. We put some fun stuff in them. Yeah. So
I love the stockings. Yeah.
And then just don't put tchotchkes in there. You'd be like, oh, they need another 2-page coloring book from the dollar store.
We ain't
Don't
doing that.
Don't do
No,
that.
no.
Don't do that.
I like it when the stuff's great. I love getting the socks in there. When the underwear is like stuffed at the bottom, I'm like, yes! Just jacked out of my mind. I freaking love stockings, dude.
I also, a bonus here, overrated, underrated. Absurd packaging where like the present inside of that packaging
How
is
old is the
completely
person
different.
voting? Because I think that when you're under 20, that's extremely underrated, and when you're over 20, it's extremely overrated.
You're like, oh,
that's
a weird box to choose for this item.
I bought
yeah,
for my brother, we bought him like 20 cases of Canada Dry and like 30 bags of Funyuns for Christmas. And and all the Funyuns were hiding inside of the stacked and wrapped ginger ale, and he had to open up everyone individually. It was incredible. It was so great. It was so amazing.
See, I love that.
Yeah, he thought it was one big box and it all fell over, and he was like, "What the?" And then he starts unwrapping. He's like, "Oh my god!" It was incredible.
I constantly, every year when I wrap Rachel's presents, I put them in fishing reel boxes and like random, like the Black Pack Pro box and stuff.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh, okay,
neat." But like, you can only do it like twice, 3 times.
No,
but you have to do it well.
Doing it every time. Also, I used a kid's like toy doghouse this year to wrap one of my kids' presents in. I took it from their room and I wrapped it.
Oh my
so,
god!
My opinion, underrated. I love it.
So
obviously,
Jeff and Paul, there's
Yes.
been a lot of comments asking for the Temu song one last time.
Play
Can
it.
we even do that?
Yeah,
yes, we can.
All right. It still bangs. Let's be real. Is this our rollout song now? This is like what we do. This is how we end the episode every time.
We get sued by Temu. Yeah.
I mean, what's that? Go for it. Chaz, does it stop?
Oh, dang it.
I mean, they can. Whoever that Maytel Masters can sue us if they want to. I don't care. Get out of here. Get Ben.
The best thing they made was that song.
Yeah, not that reel, but one guy loved that reel. It was his favorite reel of all time.
That guy's opinion's irrelevant.
100%. I can't trust you anymore.
Can we get this big screen off? Like, we all know
wrong.
that Ned Rig Nerd won and we all lost. I saw Chaz's.
Wow.
Why did I see Chaz's name in there?
Chaz, are you entering
Stop entering, bro.
the Schmiv-away?
I love
If you
you, but
win,
can't.
I have to deny you.
You can't enter.
All right, that's all we got for tonight, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for another episode of the bracket series. More brackets will be coming back in the new year. I can't promise one for next week. I'm not sure exactly. What are we doing next week, Paul? Do we have any idea?
We got to do
Nope.
a year in review and best and worst still.
Ooh, we do have a fun episode of best and worst products that we've used from the year. So maybe we'll do that next week. But there will be more brackets in the future. I love having guests on for those. I think it's a lot of fun. So I want to make sure that we try to line up some guests for you guys. So we'll do kayaks, we'll do kayak accessories, and we'll probably get into like some specific gear, not just brands anymore, but like specific tackle or products, right? I think that'll be a lot of fun. But we hope, honestly, that you guys have a great holiday with your families, that you get some fun and some relaxation in, and we will catch you guys after Christmas, and it'll be our last episode of the year. So come hang out with us then, and make sure that you share the channel around so people will join you and have a really fun live.
I want to see 120, 150 votes every time. That's what I think. That's my dream. That's my dream.
That's a blast. That's a blast. So come hang out with us next week. And then in January, we do have a members only live, which I believe I penciled in for January 9th. It's like the second Tuesday of the month. So members, stay tuned. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And we'll see you next week. Chaz, me, I'll take us out. Here I go. I'm going to click the button to end the stream. Okay. Bye, guys.